Wir danken dir, Herr Jesu Christ, is a chorale from the Passiontide section of the Orgelbüchlein. The text speaks of joy, wir danken dir, and of thankfulness, but at the same time it lingers on some aspects of pain and suffering. Wir danken dir, Herr Jesu Christ, dass du für uns gestorben bist und hast uns durch dein teures Blut gemacht vor Gott gerecht und gut. We thank you, Lord Jesus Christ, that you have died for us and have made us by your precious blood for God justified and good. The music seems mainly characterized by the opening words of this first stanza of the chorale. Wir danken dir, Herr Jesu Christ. The music is quite a joyful setting, more joyful than perhaps you would imagine in a chorale from Passiontide. It comes directly after O Mensch bewein, that particularly expressive, sad chorale that would have been the previous installment of this series, and is perhaps intended as a kind of contrast to that joy after suffering, perhaps. The setting is from the final layer of the Orgelbüchlein. The Orgelbüchlein was produced in several stages, and this is a chorale from the very final phase. But nonetheless, it is a textbook treatment in many ways. The tune of the chorale is in the top voice and only very lightly decorated. And so on and so forth through the rest of the chorale. Then there are three other voices, a four-part texture. In other words, this is also typical of Orgelbüchlein chorales. They are characterized by the presence of a constant motif, a motif that consists of two short notes and then a longer one, da-da-dum, da-da-dum, and so forth. We might consider that a kind of joy figure. It appears in other settings of Bach associated with joy and thankfulness as well. This figure appears on almost every beat of the piece, but it avoids monotony by being constantly passed between different voices. At the beginning, in the pedal, for example, I'll just put that down, the beginning in the pedal, and then in the alto voice, and then in the tenor. And even in that final moment in the chorale itself. This figure alone gives the setting a very joyful character. But there are other aspects of the setting which also contribute to this joyful characterization. A second aspect is the time signature of the piece. It is in a triple time meter, a 1-2-3, 1-2-3 meter, written in the notation as 3-4, and it's in fact the only chorale in the Orgelbüchlein that does this. Other ones in triple meter are normally written in 3-2, a kind of meter that implies a more steady or stately tempo. Equally, the phrase structure of the piece is very balanced. There are four phrases, and each one has exactly the same length, 4 bars. The final one is extended, there's a coda at the end, but each of these phrases is of an identical length. And this in turn suggests a kind of dance-like character. Indeed, one musicologist, Peter Williams, has suggested a specific dance that may be referred to here, the polonaise. One final character or aspect of the piece is noteworthy, namely the way that the ends of the chorale phrases are treated. Instead of coming to firm conclusions, they very often come to end points which are unstable. The first and the last ones do this in particular in a very noticeable way. I'll play first the harmony that you might expect to bring the phrase to a close, and then what it is that Bach actually does. That brings the phrase to a firm close, and that's probably what you'd expect. But in place of that final chord, we get another one instead, one that maintains a sense of forward motion and stops the phrase from coming to a complete close. harmony that leads on to somewhere else instead. This happens several times in the piece and helps give a kind of sense of urgency. When performing the piece, Bach gives no indications for what tempo you should take or what kind of registrations you should use. With this one, there are many options, from fairly intimate registrations to fairly full registrations, and I've decided to use the plenum of this, the full organ sound, to try to mirror the joyful character that the other aspects of the piece seem to project.
Thank you for being part of the Orgelbuchlein project. This is more than music. It's a message of deep human emotions, from sorrow to joy, and a shared hope for a better future.
At the Conscious Foundation, we believe everyone deserves a peaceful home, and we think that music has the unique power to unite people in harmony. From the organ at St. Michael's Peace Church in Leuven, we bring this vision to life.
Through inclusive composition projects, regular concerts, and our annual Organ Marathon for Peace, we inspire connection and hope. One day, we dream of hundreds of organs worldwide joined together in a resounding call for peace.
Help us amplify this message by joining our Patreon community. Link in the description.